Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Bedeau. Minnesotans who get their health insurance from MNsure are going to see a bit of a sticker shock. State-owned exchange says that premiums could increase by 50% or more in 2016. They say they're already receiving calls from people concerned about the hike. MNsure officials expect the rate increase to drive more business to MNsure. We will have much more on the MNsure price hike and how it will affect you tonight on Valley News Live. A mom of 2 was sent to the hospital after her car was hit by an SUV trying to get away from Moorhead police. Officers say they spotted a man wanted on an active felony warrant for terroristic threats on 8th Street in Moorhead. But when the officer turned on his lights to pull him over, he tried to speed away. Police say Joshua Kisser's vehicle hit a car turning east at the intersection of 20th Avenue South. A woman and her 2 kids were in that car that Kisser hit. Here's a picture of that car. The woman was taken to the hospital, but police say her children were not hurt. Kisser is in jail facing a number of charges in addition to his outstanding warrant. Another twist in the search for a new UND nickname. Students and alumni may be voting a 3rd time if next week's runoff doesn't produce a clear winner. School officials announced yesterday that they want to ensure that the remaining nickname vote is decided by a majority. If that doesn't happen during next week's runoff, an additional runoff vote will be held shortly afterward for the 2 names receiving the most votes. Voters are deciding among the Fighting Hawks, Nodaks, and Rough Riders as UND's new nickname. A Georgia man is dead after being hit by a semi in western North Dakota. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 20-year-old Benjamin Enterman was taking measurements for an engineering company when he was hit. Enterman died at the scene. The crash happened on Highway 23 in McKenzie County. The driver of the semi was not hurt. Minnesota representatives are in Moorhead today to talk about college affordability. House DFL leader Paul Thyssen and Representative Ben Leen are at MSU Moorhead hearing from students, faculty, and administrators about challenges in being able to pay for a college education. They'll also be discussing possible solutions to college affordability. If you would like to attend, the event is going on until 1 at the Comstock Student Union, which is on the MSUM campus. Still feeling a bit like winter outside, but there may be a bit of relief in sight. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see what we can expect this afternoon. It's still on the chilly side out there, though.
It is, Lisa, and it's on the gray side, a little windy, too, so it's still not feeling great. We got rid of the snow, we got rid of the rain, but the wind and the clouds and the cold still sticking around, so not perfect just yet. Looking at our visible satellite picture along with the radar, you can see that there are some clouds really hanging on to our eastern viewing area. There's a couple of pockets up north and to the west where we're seeing a little bit of blue sky there. And in addition to that, of course, we mentioned the rain and the snow ending here. That has moved well off to the east, and we are nice and quiet here in the valley. 41 degrees our current temperature right now in Fargo, 41 in Grand Forks, 39 in Wahpeton, 37 in Detroit Lakes, and in Devils Lake. So cool and breezy. The wind still gusting to 31 miles per hour in Fergus Falls at the moment, with wind out of the north in the teens, steady. Looking at our forecast for the next few hours, temperatures rising into the mid-40s, but that's about as far as we'll go, Lisa. We'll have some better weather coming up for the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Lisa. The power is back on to most of the thousands of people in Pennsylvania who lost electricity after an unusual incident. As Hannah Daniels reports, the problem wasn't a storm, but a runaway military blimp.
The high-tech blimp remains scattered in 2 pieces in rural Pennsylvania, while the U.S. military tries to figure out how it got loose. They know it broke free from its anchor in Aberdeen, Maryland, and then drifted about 150 miles before coming down.
My understanding is in 2 pretty much intact pieces, and like I said, a lot of it is hanging and secured into the trees that are in the ravine right now.
The military is working out a plan to safely remove the blimp, but a spokesman says it will take a few days. In the meantime, state police, along with U.S. Army and National Guard personnel, are guarding the site because the blimp carries very sophisticated radar equipment.
what we have is security on site so that we know we have accounted for everything. I know for a fact that they have secured that radar.
The unmanned surveillance blimp was still being tested. It was anchored by an inch-thick tether designed to withstand hurricane-force winds. Several months ago, Captain Villa told CBS News there was a 1 in a million chance of that tether breaking. But Wednesday was just an average, windy, rainy day. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, Muncie, Pennsylvania.
Armed F-16 fighter jets trailed the blimp, but the military says there was never any intention to shoot it down. China is getting rid of its notorious one-child policy. The country will now allow couples to have 2 children. China says the change is a proactive response to the issue of an aging population. The country of more than 1 billion people instituted the one couple, one child policy in the 1970s to control population growth. The policy was relaxed last year to allow parents who were only children themselves to have a second baby. It's the last day on the job for outgoing House Speaker John Boehner. He opened the House session shortly after 9 this morning as all 435 members gathered for today's historic vote. It's expected that Ryan will be elected Speaker. Boehner received a bipartisan standing ovation as he walked to the podium, holding up a box of tissues to deliver his farewell address. A goodbye of another kind is happening today, right here in Fargo. The Emergency Food Pantry is celebrating decades of service from a longtime volunteer. Today is Hank Unger's last volunteer shift at the Emergency Food Pantry. People there honored the 87-year-old with coffee and cake this morning. Hank has been volunteering since 1988. He said he will still stop in weekly to drop off donations, but after 27 years, he says it's time for a break from his regular volunteering schedule. A lot of planning goes into picking out the perfect Halloween costume. Ahead here at noon, how to keep the scary holiday also safe as your child dresses up in hopes of collecting a whole bunch of treats. But next, we'll check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see when we'll break through the clouds. It's kind of a dreary Thursday afternoon.